Hello dear. In this video you are going to watch that how to make primary key as auto increment in room database in AndroidX in Android Jetpack version. So basically in the brief and in airplane view we concern with what is room database. It's a components of roomdb. Room database has one data access objects, one entity class, and there is one repository class. So rest of the app we are going to see these three entities. One is entity, another is DAO means data access object, and another is database. So after that we need to make only repository. So directly come to the point and move forward towards coding and implementation. Let's start room database implementation in Android app with auto increment. So in step 1, this one, we need to add dependency in our module level. So go to your file, go to new, then make new project with empty activity, name whatever you know want to give, auto incr room db demo, then click on finish. All the stuffs are ready with this one in the module size. Just we need to add dependency in Gradle level, module level Gradle. So go to your file and at this level add two dependencies. So implementation of android.arch.persistence.room in runtime. Current version is 2.2.1. Maybe later on it may be upgraded. So be with the latest version, whatever the version is currently going on. And one and the most important part in the room database is annotations. So annotation processor you have to add in your dependency. So after adding these two dependency, make sure that your internet connection is on because it's needed to upgrade your current project with syncing process. After the syncing process will be finished, then go to step number 2. So step number 2, we need to create entity. So in step number 2, because the entity at the rate entity, we have to make one class named as a student with primary key roll number will be auto generated means auto increment, and another three things are student's name, contact number, and gender. So move towards the making of this class student. So go to your package, right click on it and make one new Java class. Just you have to give the name likewise student and click on OK. So if you exist with the room database, one thing is make your annotation perfectly. So see, you can analyze this project and just watch on these area. The auto certain thing is auto import from in this our project. So it is AndroidX.room. It's an entity. See this one. The import statement of AndroidX.room.entity is automatically on top of the class. So one thing is necessary, make your class and give the annotation at the rate entity. Then just make public int roll number semicolon, then public, then string student name, then semicolon, then public string contact number, then semicolon, and public string gender and semicolon. So all these things are ready, but all the dependency or the room database is depends upon annotation. So make sure that this video shows that how to make the primary key auto increment or auto generated. Just we make one thing over here, we need to make it primary key. So our roll number is our primary key, and the most important part is this one. So most important part in auto increment, we need to define over here auto generate. Auto generate by default it is false, we need to make it true. By this way we can make our primary key auto increment auto generate true. By default it is false, we need to make it true. So after that we need to define column information, column info. Make sure that give the name whatever the column name. Likewise it is a student underscore name. No need for semicolon, and same column information for the other one. Likewise contact number, and once again column information, name, gender. So in this way we can make this entity class. But one more thing we need to make, likewise our constructor public student. Then mind well that we do not have to make one thing is roll number over here. So another means except than roll number we need to define all the stuff, likewise student name, then contact number and gender. It is a basic and core Java. So by default you can make that these dot student number equals to semicolon, then these dot student number student name, then after contact number equals to contact number, and these dot gender equals to gender semicolon. One thing is this one is a class variable, and this one is local variable, means passing in the argument. So it is a core Java. These, if you want to learn more about these keyword, then refer your core Java. So our step number 1 is ready. Create component 1 means entity. We have defined our entity in this way. So our total entity class is ready. Public class student. Automatic the table name with this one student will be made after our class is ready. So basically these will be one row. These are the column name. When we do the entry it will be one tuple, means these are the 4R column names. So let's move further and go to the step number 3. Step number 3 is create DAO, means data access object, with the name of making student DAO. So right click on it, new Java class, then it is very easy to make DAO. So it is basically interface. So you can write interface also over here, interface. Then if you want to make interface from the package, you can right click on it, new Java class, and over here also you can make interface. So either way, whatever way you want to choose. So the first one is insert. So mind well, go to your SQLite and make it strong in Android development. Then because you, why I say that, because why the return type is long, you can make it your SQLite or refer www.sqlite.org. So it is a first thing is insert operation. So insert, it's a student DAO. So make well that you have to define DAO, because student DAO, make sure with proper annotation. Then if you want to make it update, then update task. We are not going to update it, just we want to make this one. Then it's a update at the rate and update. Same for the delete, void delete task, then student, then student, semicolon it, at the rate, delete. So it's a 1 minute task. I think if you know, then within 1 minute you can make it student DAO. If the particular column names are certain 3 or 4, then whatever the further task, you can refer it on your own. So step number 3 is ready, and move towards the step number 4. So our step number 4 is we need to create database, because it is a abstract class. All you know that what is abstract class and extends room database. So let's make it. Right click on package, create new Java class, then name it to student database. Okay, so it is abstract class, so I make it abstract, and over here we need to extends room database, AndroidX.room database. So inside that, first we need to make it public, then abstract, whatever the our student DAO is here, student DAO, and make it with student DAO. It's a single line process, but we need to make it annotation. So database, then we need to create entities equals to, then make sure you can know this step. First thing, whatever the class we want to make it, then after the class, comma, and version equals to 1, comma, then export schema. Currently we do not want to export anything, so make it false. So our first student database is ready. Only we need to define 2 lines. One, another line is this one. So our step number 4 is ready, and move towards the step number 5. So we have to make it a repository. Student repository, basically it is a class student repository. In this manner we need to define this name of database, and in the constructor we need to initialize it with room dot database builder. So go to this one and make it one more class. So make it Java class, and it is a student, then repository. Click on OK. Then over here, private, it's a string. So I want db underscore name. Whatever the name of db, you can write it over here, student db. The particular database with this name student db will be made, then private, then student database, and you can make it student database. And furthermore, we need to define context, public, then student repository, then make this constructor parameterized constructor with context. So this dot context equals to context. It's a very easy thing, but over here we need to define student database with room dot database builder with the context, and student database dot class, and the last thing is db name. So over here last thing is db name, just we need to define build. Make sure that like toast in the last sentences dot show is necessary Then the same thing over here. If you are going to build this room dot database builder, then the last thing is dot build. Then the student DB. With this name, our database will be ready when we invoke the statement. So move forward to step by step, and the in move towards the main activity dot Java and write only one line for the student repository. Student repository, student repository equals to, and make it new student repository with get application context, and make sure that with semicolon. So by this way our database is created. It's a simple thing. One, make it one this student class with annotation of entity, and move towards the DAO data access object student DAO, then make it database with database and make student repository. These 1 2 3 4 5 steps are here and our database is ready. So by default the database will be ready with this one. So it is very easy and nice thing. If you can know, then you can make it toast over here that context database is created and toast dot length long. It is only one time we are going to show this toast because currently we do not have anything. So that's why just press shift F10. Toast is for user interface only, and I think that log is friend of developer. So make another thing is make your IVD with currently built version and Gradle building finish. After the Gradle build, we can make it sense with this toast that our database is ready. So Gradle invocation finished and this one database is created. So after the database is created, I know that one thing you can export database, but without any data you do not have anything. So first thing, for the new developer you need to insert certain thing inside the database, then you can see or export database and it will show certain things. So either you retrieve the database in Recyclerview or you can insert the data within AVD. So the currently our database is created and we move forward to step number 6, insert the room database. Then we know our thing that whether the particular object is ready or not. So with this one we need to define insert task in room database. So it is a in student repository we need to define this one, this insert task. You know that how to make it with this one, insert task final student, then one thing new async task, and at the last execute. So mind well this structure should be there. So inside the student repository one by one we are going to make this one. So inside the student repository make it with this annotation that insert task starts, and copy this one comment, because you know that where the task is start and where it is finished. Public void insert task. So public void insert task. Inside that student. So our task is about to ready. In this manner we need to define new async task. So mind well for this coding new async task, then first thing is this one. So dot execute, make it semicolon. So mind well that you are new developer, then you need to define where you hit the enter. Over here between two curly brackets, make it enter and doing background. So all the work will be no more, and within this one create with this class void. So there is no any further mark. So currently there is an object with this task. So one either declare abstract or new, then we need to define new, then new async task and dot execute. So once again we need to override all those things. So just I put Control Z over here, see this one, then right over here void, void and void, then you make it inside this one, means inside this class. You know what thing is happen, okay, within the this bracket, okay, between curly bracket, and make it go in background. So our code is ready. So don't worry and don't hesitate. If you follow the step, then you can clear with your steps or the process if you have certain experience. So it's a doing background task, and on post execute task just two things is here. So inside the student database, over here we need to define this line student database dot student da dot insert task, student database dot student da dot insert task, and make it student over here. So first thing is ready, this one is a code to insert the task, and in post execute, after that we just define that data is inserted. On post execute, super is the first, should be the first statement, and return must be the last statement. So toast dot make text in context, you can also give it the name also over here, likewise student dot student name plus double quote is inserted, then comma, then toast dot length long dot show. So it is only for our task, and just we comment this old database is created task and just move forward by this way. Insert task we have ready with this one, and move forward to another step. So it is the last step, step number 7, create new activity, insert activity. From the main activity we are defining this button, and okay, over here we just make one new activity. So be with us, and we are going to create this insert activity task. Right click on package, new, and go to activity and empty activity, make it insert activity, click on finish, and new activity is ready. Go to your designing part. Over here we are defining certain thing. Likewise, first thing is we need to define linear layout. So width will be match parent and height will be rep content. If you know the constraint layout, then we are going to make it left to left of parent, then right to right of parent, top to top of parent, and bottom to bottom of parent. These four things is make your layout in the center. So only two things are remaining. One thing is orientation is vertical, and I want certain padding, and I will make it 15 dp. So within this one we are going to create certain edit text. So edit text, width will be match parent and height will be rep content. So first thing is we need to define id @+id edt underscore student name. So no need to define for the roll number. So directly for the student name, then text size will be 20 Scarmont SP, then text color will be our primary dark. So margin top, I will make it 20 density pixel. Just copy this one, Control C and Control V. Contact number over here, input type equals to number. So only numpad will be there. So it's for contact number. If you want to make, then you can define text view with gender. So just I define text gender, then another we need to define radio group. So radio group, then width will be match parent, height will be rep content. We need to define id, likewise @+id rg or r group underscore gender. You can define orientation also, vertical. Between these radio group, radio button will be there. So radio button width will be rep content and height will be rep content. Give the id of radio button, likewise @+id, then rbtn underscore mail. You can also define text, likewise I want to make it mail, and if you want to check it, then check it true. So the same radio button for female, just we change one thing is id and another thing is text. So up to now, see this one, our things are ready. Just we need to add hint over here. Contact number, we need to define contact number over here, and anywhere you can do it, hint, then student name. So student name and contact number, male and female. Just we need to uncheck this one, female. So any one we can make it check. So only one button is remaining. So just type button, width will be match parent, height will be rep content. Give the id @+id, then btn underscore submit. Then click the text, submit, make it text size will be 20 sp, text color I want to make it white, then background will be primary dark. If you want certain margin, then 20 dp will be the margin. So our form is ready for the insert activity. So this one is the insert activity, and inside the insert activity we need to write certain code. So go to your insert activity, make it the variable of edit text, likewise edt underscore student underscore name, comma edt underscore contact number, then button equals to btn underscore submit. Then we need to define string, likewise s, then student name, comma s, then contact number, comma s, then gender. By default it is male. So because by default we make it true, so just I make it rbtn underscore male and rbtn underscore female. So our variables are ready, just we need to find view by id. One, edt underscore student name equals to edit text and find view by id r.id dot edt underscore student name. Same for the contact number, r.id dot edt underscore contact number, and another for mail one radio button, r dot id dot rbtn mail. Copy paste. Best thing for developer female, another thing is female. So and one more thing for the button submit. Button submit, make it semicolon. Then only we need to define button submit listener. Button submit dot set on click listener, new control space view on click listener. All the things will be ready. So if I think that edt underscore student name dot get text dot toString dot trim, then I think dot toString dot trim dot is empty, means there is nothing is there, or same thing for the contact number. So it's a must thing is empty. Okay, so or sign and control V means if edt underscore contact number is empty, then just we make it toast that get application context, then field detail, because something is missing, so toast dot length short dot show. In else part we are going to write coding. In else part, s student name equals to edt student name dot get text dot toString dot trim, semicolon it, copy this one, paste it. Same for the edt, then contact number, s contact number equals to this one. And we want to make it that if radio button mail is checked, if rbtn mail dot is checked, then s gender equals to male. Then you can make it, copy this code, then else if part. If radio button female is checked, then S gender means our whatever we want to insert, it is female. So our code is ready. Just we need to define student repository. Student repository equals to new, then student repository and get application context. Only two lines are remaining. Student equals to new student. We do not need to define roll number because it is auto increment, so it is auto generated. Only we need to define student name, then contact number and gender. Only three arguments. Basically our columns are four, but one is auto increment primary key, so do not define over here. So student repository dot insert task, just pass this student over here. So only three lines of coding, but make sure that this line is very much important. Do not define any roll number because it is auto incremented and it will be auto incremented and auto generated. It is primary key. So all the things are ready, but only we need to define. Go to layout, activity insert, copy this button and go to okay, define button, give the ID btn, go to insert, then text is insert student. So text size will be 20 sp, text color will be white and background color will be primary dark. So okay, width will be match parent. So over and you can make it margin 20 sp. So our insert student btn, go to insert student, go to main activity, just define two lines that btn insert equals to button r.id dot, go to insert and set on click listener, new control space, just passed intent equals to new intent. Source activity means main activity dot this comma, target activity means insert activity dot class. Just start activity with this intent. Only two lines to jump to new activity. So if our all the things are set down, then press shift F10. What we make it? Only we make it this class, this one, and we move from the main activity to that activity, means insert activity. Then button will be here. So let's see Gradle building running. After Gradle invocation finished, we will have main activity dot java file. Go to insert student. So you can make, because it is a radio group, so that's why we can do it this one. So let's see what happened. You can give it Joe's Adam and this one, because input type is number, so our data is ready. You can make it male or female, click on submit, Joe's Adam inserted. Then we can give the Mary Manan, then define the number. She is female. Click on submit. Then you can define another thing, likewise Rita Roy. Give the number whatever you want to give. Then she is female. Click on submit. So basically we have inserted three data. How to view? So how to view means if the data is inserted, if you want to see the database in emulator, then device file explorer on right bottom side, and we need to export it. After that, go to sqlitebrowser.org. If you do not have this one, sqlitebrowser.org, then download from this site and open it. So you can open this data. Likewise, go to device emulator, make your package name com.as.auto increment roomdb. So over here, go inside data, data in data com.as.auto increment database folder, this one. So these inside data, go to your package and database is here. Right click on it, save as, then make it your file. Likewise, I want to store it in G drive. Then onside the G drive, click on OK. So go to G drive, student DB is here. Let's see what happened with this G drive or student DB. This one is a SQLite browser. Click on open database. Then go to your drive, make it star. Click on OK. Student DB, open it. So see this one, what data is here. So Rita Roy with this particular number, data auto incremented. Then I will make it my screenshot. So then screenshot is here. So three data auto increment roll number 1, 2 and 3. Because of we make it auto increment, and the particular tutorial is for auto increment primary key in room database. So what are the steps? First step is this one, roll number, and make it auto generate true. By default it is false. Second thing is, do not pass roll number inside the constructor, parameterized constructor of student class. Second thing is, you do not have to get roll number in from the UI, and do not pass in the UI. So mind well that primary key auto increment in room database you have seen with this tutorial. So basically very simple thing, and but it is not available in internet. You have to make it practically on your own. So information plus experience equals to knowledge. So enhance your knowledge, do it practically, and feel this thing is ready and working out. So if you want to certain more thing on insert, update, delete in Android room database, you can go with our other tutorial, easy student management system in AndroidX. You can make it all those things. So insert data in room database, view, update, delete with another thing, and make it client server programming with PHP MySQL, also with JSON activity. You can find it. So follow it. These are thing are ready how to make it primary key as an auto increment in room database. If you like it, then make the likes on this video, subscribe it, and share with your concerned person. Thank you.